Good morning, folks. It's another cold morning here in Berlin, and I figured it's a good opportunity to make one of those day in the life videos and share with you what I'm doing during my working day as a developer advocate. Mind you, I'm still mainly working from home, so it's not the same as office life video, but that's the sad reality of 2021. So yeah, let me grab some coffee and let's dive in. Usually I start the day by listing all what I want to accomplish in a single day. This really helps to track what I did and how many unplanned tasks jump in during a day. And maybe the reason for this is that actually I transitioned from being a software developer to developer advocate quite recently. And I have a feeling that the variety of activities I have to do as a developer advocate is bigger than more focused work of a software developer. So I'm still finding a way or kind of a balance to organize my time to fit all the tasks to avoid procrastinating when jumping between these tasks and switching the context. So it's a process. I'm still not really good at it, but I'm trying. Yeah, and I love paper-based approach, and I keep a daily list of tasks on a single page. As day goes by, I add new tasks or ideas here. I scratch those which are no longer relevant. I use the checkboxes to indicate once I've done a task, so like give some feeling of accomplishment. I also indicate meeting times or any other appointments to have a day overview and kind of know what to expect by what time, because sometimes you so much get into a task and you totally forget that you planned to meet some people for a meeting. So today my list has a couple of reviews of technical articles we have in our development portal. I want to write an article myself, also record a short video, and to research a bit more about ClickHouse and possibly Kafka if I have some time left. So I don't know, let's see how far I can go. I see developer advocates as generalists, meaning we are good at a wide variety of different activities. For example, under our team's responsibilities, we have things ranging from creating written and video content to shaping and maintaining product documentation. We participate in events, connect to developers, and bring the improvement ideas back to the product teams. But we also play an important role of customer zero, which means that we start using the features of our products at earlier stages, way before they get to the customers. So we can catch issues, some inconveniences, and usability problems which should be improved in order to be used by the real users. We are also good at sharing knowledge with less technical internal teams, so we help by translating and explaining technical aspects. What I learned during last 3 months is that every day looks different. And it can be busy at times, but also it's highly enjoyable work, so I cannot complain. What I really appreciate is that we have an agreement on having minimum number of meetings. So generally I have enough time to focus on my tasks. And once a week we have a sync meeting in our team to share what is happening, who accomplished what, and if there is anything blocking us. We also have some small, totally optional coffee break meetings Just a place to jump into a call and talk about random topics, complain about the weather, which I often do. And yeah, it kind of helps feeling connected, especially as a big part of my team is working remotely from different locations, and the other part is kind of working from home as well, because of the current situation in the country. The areas of our expertise in the team is completely different. Some members, like myself, are software developers in the past, but we also have a data analyst and the community manager. So we often split work depending on the area of expertise and need of knowledge. A big chunk of our time is devoted to conference talks. But this year, events were mainly remote with some in hybrid mode. And I hope next year we can finally travel safely. I really miss it. I must say that remote events are not as much fun as the real ones, but they are easier to join and some can be still really enjoyable. I think as a conference attendee, I really enjoyed DevRelCon this year and appreciated how it was done. I was able to connect to people and make new friends, and will definitely want to attend the conference next year, even yeah, independently if it will be in person or online. Both will be amazing. Now that we are in between the seasons, we have hardly any events, and this gives time for other things. For example, I like to record a video for Adventcado, where people from different roles within their DevRel careers share their stories and answer questions. So I have 5 questions, and I calculated that the video should take around 10 minutes. And recording a 10 minutes video can seem like a piece of cake, but it takes way more than these 10 minutes, or at least in my case. I usually prepare a script so that there are less of unnecessary deviations and rabbit holes in what I'm talking about. And when it comes to equipment, I use not that many things. I'm a minimalist, so my tools for recording might be a bit outdated, and I'm still not convinced that I need to get something else. And you can tell that my place is really small, so I need to use the space wisely. And I prefer the things which can be assembled, disassembled quickly, and hidden, so that yeah, I don't have tons of things lying around. I'm so glad I made this move. Now I can combine two things I love. Their activities. Admittedly, translating complex, the biggest value of our. So it's definitely took me more than a couple of attempts to make it right. For having me here. I'll finish processing the video later because it is already quite late in the day and I didn't have any lunch yet. And I also skip breakfast normally, so I'm really hungry. There is a Christmas market next to me, and I met my friend there, and right now getting a bowl with potatoes and cheese. My friend actually got just sandwich, and I must say that it was more delicious than my bowl with potatoes. Maybe because I don't really like potatoes, but yeah, lesson learned. I am back home, and there are still a couple of things I wanted to do. We are working on Ivan for Apache Kafka docs, moving all help articles created by different smart people over past years under the umbrella of developer portal. And while doing so, we check that there are no outdated details or extra unnecessary steps, or maybe something else is needed. And we also align the style according to our documentation architecture. Working from home can be tough, especially in winter. In the office, spending time with colleagues, small chats, jokes, drinking coffee together, it all gives extra boost of energy and enthusiasm. At home, yeah, I need other ways to maintain it, and it's really tough. It is past 6 and I'm done with work for today. Now going outside to get some food ingredients for dinner. Today on my menu is fried salmon with avocado, tomato, seeds, and different types of greens. My favorite type of food is what I can cook in under 10 minutes, and this definitely falls in that category. Also, it's kind of healthy, so I feel good about it after the meal. Lately, I spent evenings calling friends or my mom, talking about random things which happened during the day. I used to go outside and walk during those conversations, but it's so dark and cold and rainy, at least this week. So I'm staying mostly in. Also, recently, me and my friend we started playing Stardew Valley again. We actually played the game back in 2017, I think it was, when it was released. But at that point of time, there was no multiplayer. So now we can play together. And yeah, we recently started. We are trying right now to get to the level 100 in the desert mines, and we get constantly killed, but I think it's quite fun. And this is how my day looked. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if you knew about the role of developer advocate before and if you have any questions about it. And see you in the next videos. Bye!